Hello and welcome to Gravitas Wins Conversations. Every developer faces this choice at least once in their lifetime. Should I stay as a developer or become a manager? In India, it is not a choice, it's a path to be taken. Hope today's conversation with Ubellah will help you make that choice or walk that path well. Hello, Ubellah. Welcome to the conversation.
Thank you, Joseph. I'm so excited, a bit nervous as well, because this is my first podcast. So I'm so happy to have this conversation with you.
All will be well, Ubellah, knowing you. Ubellah, let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
How did you make the switch from developer to manager?
I think, as you rightly said, Joseph, every developer, gets into that crossroad to make the decision of how to grow yourself. Should I take, the technical path, or should I take the managerial route, right? So, for me, uh, I felt it was a natural progression. So I went into a new project years back. It's actually nice to go down the memory lane. Years back, and it was just 6 months into that project, and my manager said he just wanted to talk to me, and then we had a casual conversation, and he was like, I actually wanted to move to another project in this organization. So will you be okay to replace me in this role? So at that point of time, though I wanted to have a change in my role, I was not ready for that yet.
Hmm.
I said, can you give me some time? I'll come back to you. So I went back and I just asked these two questions. Will this role help me get up excited every Monday morning,
Hmm.
or rather every morning?
Mm-hmm.
And um, is this going to help someone? So that two questions, or how is it going to help myself in this role? Will I be really excited about it? Will I Do I have those mm, skills or the mindset to take on this role? So those were the few questions that I asked myself. And the answer was yes, because naturally I am a people person, and I was able to collaborate with people. I was able to do work without authority, more so of influencing without authority. I was able to see people grow and then be happy about it, and I felt that's the right choice. So I came back to him,
Hmm.
and I know that we had team members, who were peers, who were more senior than me, and I did not think too much whether they will accept me. How will I manage them? I did not take all those things into account. The only question that I asked myself is, will I be able to be true to myself for a longer term? And the answer was yes. So I came back and said, yes, I'll take it.
Wonderful. We all jump into any of these roles where there is a tremendous amount of growth. When we jump into it, even though we know that we are not ready,
True.
and and which is what you are also saying.
Yes.
Fantastic. So you jumped into it without being ready, without you feeling that I am absolutely ready for it. But then those two questions, the
Mm.
answers are yes, that I will be excited and I'll be able to help someone else grow. What were the initial days? Did the project manager handhold you or somebody else handhold you? Did you get any help? How did you? What were the initial days of accepting to be a manager?
I am a staunch believer of be, do, and have, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the principle that I always follow. I think most of us fail because we go in reverse, right? We
Mm.
want to just have, then do, and then be, right? And as I said, that though I was not ready for the role, because I did not expect that my manager will come and ask me to replace him, because he was there for quite some time. He was in the project for more than a while. So but then even from my school days or from my college days, I had this role of a leader, right? And more so, I wouldn't call it as a role. It is a mindset, or it is your character, right? Most of us think that leadership means it is a role, it is a title, it is an authority, right? It is a privilege. But I've always, believed that leadership is your character, it is your values, right? And I think right from school, I had the opportunity to, to be one and to exhibit one. So which simply means that uh, in my mind, I've always thought I am a leader, right? So it is in being one. And it became a little easy for me to do and then to have things. But if it is in the reverse, right, most of us, where we feel where we have failed is probably, we just take on to that role, and we think that we have to do something to prove ourselves as a, a manager, and then we will become one someday, right? So when it is going against the natural process, or as James Clear, the author James Clear says in his Atomic Habits, right? You have to have identity based habits, that so that you are that person, so it's going to be a little more easier for you, right?
Okay.
So that mindset of me, thinking that I was a leader, and
Mm.
manager is just a role that I am taking. I just have to exhibit my character and my qualities. Made it a little easy. And of course, I definitely have to thank all my peers and my fellow team members, because I think without their help, I would not have succeeded.
Wonderful. So you said you were having that mindset
Right.
of leadership,
Right.
and that's why it became easier for you to exhibit. And but let's say, for example, I am a developer.
Mm,
I don't think I ever thought myself as a leader,
mm.
and it is not that I'm averse to it, but I never thought about it,
About it.
or I
Mm,
never took on any leadership positions. I never went in the front to lead people,
mm.
any of those things in the college and school and everything. Okay. But here I am, I'm working in a company, and say, for example, 3 4 5 years I have worked. Now somebody is asking, okay, you need to become a manager.
Mm.
Should I take it? What kind of question should I ask myself? And if at all, if I have to take it, what kind of shifts in mindset is needed in me to be better manager?
Yeah. So when somebody, asks, to that, can you become a manager? You become really excited, because we think it is a promotion, right? We
Hmm.
think, it is a natural progression, right? But if you are, a ninja developer, a rock star developer, and then if you have to go into a managerial role, you must understand that uh, success to you is going to be very different. Your role is going to be different, your responsibilities is going to be different, and
Mm.
the approach is going to be different. Ironically, whatever made you, the ninja developer or the rockstar developer that you are, is not going to take you a long way when you become a manager. For
Hmm.
example, as an individual contributor, you focused on your productivity, the way you improved your knowledge, your skill set, and and success meant that getting a a mail from your client telling that it was awesome, or you get some feedback from your managers telling your work was great. You are glorified probably because of your skill set, right? uh, When you become a manager, probably it is going to have a great shift, right?
Mm.
And the first and foremost thing that you have to question yourself is, can I remove that that beloved pronoun I from my mind,
Mm. Mm.
right? It'll be good even if you forget that the alphabet contains the letter I, because that is where you allow your ego to come in, right? So success for you is very different now, right? Success for you is not the code that you're going to ship. Success for you is not the solution, the design, or the architecture that you're going to propose. Success for you is taking that responsibility, ownership of enabling somebody else to grow, right? And that is very difficult. That is, I know, that is the first mindset that you should develop. Ask yourself
Mm.
whether you will be happy to see somebody better than you, right? You are
Mm.
no more the smartest person in the room, right? And the other thing is, it is very difficult to delegate things when uh, when you know so much about it, right? You may be
Very true.
you may I think, at least for me, that was very difficult, right? Because you know stuff, and what you do is you immediately go sit with them and say, oh, this is what it is, can I fix it, right? The developer mindset is like, can you just move, let me show you how it is, right? That automatically comes because that you know things. But I think you have to become a multiplier, right? It is,
Mm.
cannot be an individual, right? The second mindset that you should have is that you should become a multiplier.
Mm.
If you think that you have all the expertise in the world on any technology, or if you have domain expertise, then I think you should step up as a coach, a guide, a mentor to your team, right? I always say this: you should have the mindset of a Sherpa, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does a Sherpa do? Sherpa doesn't carry you to the peak, right?
Mm.
A Sherpa guides you, helps you walk, helps you reach the peak. He's not going to carry He or she is not going to carry you all along. And at the end of the day, you don't even know who that Sherpa was. You just know the person who climbed the peak, right? So I think you should have a mindset to coach, guide, and mentor people to achieve success. So ask yourself whether you'll be, able to get into that mindset, right? You have to accept that you have to do less of a maker's work. You cannot be
Mm.
a maker, right? You cannot assign code, every task to yourself. Yeah, you may be the best, but you are going to shine if your team members shine, right? I think no one in your team wants to do pair programming with your manager,
Mm.
right? Maybe that's the last thing they want to do, right?
Yes.
So you embrace the fact that you are no longer a developer. Yes, you will have fears like, will I lose touch with my hands-on skills and things like that. But I think you have larger responsibilities. You should have a broader vision than when you were a developer. So that is the second thing. And third thing, I think you have to listen to the teams, right? You should have a good listening capability, right? Not just hear. So far you were giving opinions, you were tell maybe everyone in the room said okay to all the decisions that you had made. But today you should empower your team to make those decisions, and that is where your success is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is again very difficult, right? Ask yourself whether you will be able to make someone do better than you. You cannot be a know-it-all. Most of us think that, as a manager, you have to be a know-it-all. You have a team where you have to groom and grow those people to be the one that you are, right? If you are a rockstar developer, make 10 rockstar developers, right? That is where your role is. And we also have to remember, in the story of management, you play the role of a guide, a coach,
Mm.
or a mentor. You are no more hero and heroines, right? Your team member is going to be a hero or a heroine. I think you have to, embrace that fact. And the other thing is, you have to ask yourself whether you will be able to take up that responsibility for enabling others to succeed,
Mm.
right? So far, you didn't have that responsibility. You just had the product responsibility, your applications responsibility, right? Now you will have a team, maybe, a 4 5 member team, or a 10 member team, or whatever, so you have to shoulder that responsibility of enabling others to succeed. And taking that lightly, even unknowingly, is going to set yourself and all those people for failure, right? Which is a big thing. The blast radius probably of you failing that way is going to be very big.
When I'm starting as a manager, what are the kind of help that I would need, or rather, the ecosystem can provide? Say, for example, the company.
Mm,
Say, for example, the senior managers.
mm.
What kind of help will make me ease into that particular role?
Sure. I think this is something that every senior leader should think about, right?
Hmm.
You cannot just go and ask someone, and whether you're going to be interested in this role, and then give them the promotion tomorrow, right?
Mm.
You cannot become a manager just because the organizational role says that you are a manager, right? It is a process. It is,
Mm.
any transformation, any change cannot be momentary.
Mm.
Give yourself, the team, the person, the leader, everyone. I think we have to take time, and that is where I think most of us are not doing our job, right?
Mm.
uh, we come into that position, even before, if you feel that, that person is 60% or 70% or 80% ready, you just, promote that person,
Mm.
right? And that person just comes into that role, and then say, probably, things, he immediately takes the roles and say, what skills should I improve, right? It can be project management skills, it can be estimation or things like that. But even before that, I think you should have at least a shadowing period where
Mm.
manager says, this is the career path that I am thinking that will be better for you. What do you think? And then, if you are a developer, go back and ask yourself these questions, whether, you will be able to make these mindset shifts. Okay. And you come back and tell the manager that, yes, I can accept this role, but then I would need at least
Mm.
a 6 months shadowing period, and after which I will ask these questions again to myself, and if I feel I am right, I'll take on the role, or yes, I will take a technical role. Okay. Most of us in India feel that, once you get into the managerial role, you cannot go back to the technical role.
Mhm.
We feel that is a demotion,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
And I think leaders should help developers in this regard, right? You can always tell them, yes, you just check out for yourself for 6 months, or the time period that you think you require. And if you still feel that you're not ready, or if you feel that you are not able to make that mindset shift, then we can always move you into a technical role. Okay, I think
Mm.
leaders should give that confidence to that person. Otherwise you are
Mm.
going to fail that person. Not only that, you're going to create a mess for the whole team, and I've seen that happening many times. Right, we are not,
Mm.
I know that we will not be fully baked. Nobody can call ourselves as we are the best managers. Every day we learn, right? Even after years, I mean decades into this role, I see that I'm learning every day, right? So we cannot call ourselves the best or we know everything about it. But are we having the right mindset to be in that role is something
Mm.
that I think leaders should help. So a shadowing period. And I think one another thing that leaders should be doing is talk to the team members, right? When I've seen many times when somebody grows as a manager from the same team that you are in, there are a lot of conflicts, right? People have questions like why not me, right?
Mm.
How is that this person was selected for this role? And
Mm.
conflicts arise. So I think if you are a leader and you are planning to bring somebody to that role, I think you have to be transparent enough. There is nothing to hide there. You have to seek help from your team members, right?
Mm.
I think there should be an open conversation with the team and tell them that this is why you think that this person is the right person to get onto that role, and
Mm.
ask help from the team. Tell them that this person is going to work for your success, is going to help you grow, right?
Mm.
And when you ask for help from the team, I and make them understand why that person is suitable for that role, I think the team will automatically have the mindset to help you. And
Fantastic.
more than that, I think you will have to talk to your peers as well. Many leaders don't even talk to their peers and tell them that this promotion is going to come. So I think even talking to the peers and telling them could you please guide, could you please share things that you have learned, uh,
Mm.
please extend your help um, mm, uh, to guide and grow this person. I think that is also something that we should be doing. So help should
Lovely.
come from everyone, right? First of all, the person as a developer. And second thing, the team, the peers, and of course you as a leader should give that safety net for that person to fail, learn, and then improve himself or herself.
Fantastic. That safety net has to be provided both from the company as well as from the senior manager,
Yeah,
and that is how I have been very privileged to have managers like that who have given me not only the safety net but also a helping hand to grow in,
definitely,
in whatever that role
definitely.
that I've been put into.
Yeah, I think all what I am today is because of those wonderful leaders that I had. I don't even call them
Mm.
managers, I call them leaders, right?
Mm.
Because
And they become really good friends.
definitely. Definitely. See, I always say that, people never leave, people leave bosses and managers. People never leave
Mm.
mentors or coaches, right?
Mm.
Because they have valued you, they have helped you grow, and, they have made you become better, right? So you are never going to forget them.
What are the books, what are, it could be even movies, that movies or documentaries, anything else, what are the things that helped you to have that kind of a mindset and also to perform as a manager initially?
Okay. Um, Joseph, I think we'll have to accept that there are more online courses, books, videos, articles, or whatever resources to learn how to be a better engineer than how to be a better manager, right?
Wow.
And basically, I am not a voracious reader, right? um, it would be very exaggerating if I say that I have read all these 20 books and then I've become a manager, right? I always believe learning from people, and that's how I have learned things. And I'm not saying that, books or courses will not help you, but I think people help you better than anything, right? So what has helped me grow is I've always been very observant, uh,
Hmm.
of seeing what my leader did, right? So that is, if you look around, you cannot be that develop. If you, the moment you decide that you want to get into a leadership role, I think you will have to come out of that corner that you were sitting with heads into your laptop and coding, not even seeing left or right, right? I think most developers do that. And
Hmm.
when you start seeing things, I think that is there is so much in your environment. I know that now it is remote, and probably it is less to observe around, but at least for me, I have had the opportunity to see uh, leaders, and then that's how I grew up. But having said that, I still feel that whatever is presented in a book is a personal experience of somebody, right?
Yes.
That person is going to say, I did it this way, it worked, and you should do. Okay. Basically, it is about survivorship bias, I would say, right?
Hmm.
Many of the developers whom I know who have become first time managers, they want to follow every word of that book, and that is where they
Hmm.
okay. It is a framework. It is, you should understand, it is a personal view or a personal experience of somebody. Okay. We don't have a science or a research there in that book, right? Reading helps, but then whenever you read, I think you will have to see, I think all of us are very unique. We have our own style of leadership, right? And take things which will work for you, right?
Hmm.
Because not everything that that author told or has explained is not going to be how you are going to handle situations. And few books, I think, couple of books, though I have not read many on about being a manager. I think The Making of a Manager by Julie is one book that I have read, and I think it helps. Radical Candor definitely is one
Hmm.
book that I have read, and it definitely helps, right? People. And I always recommend The First 90 Days by Michael Watkins to anyone, right? You will know what you have to do in the first 90 days of your role. So these are some of the books, but I would always recommend you to have your eyes and ears open wide, see the world, and I think you will have more experiences, more learnings from people than uh, what is available in the books.
Wonderful. Thanks. Whatever you have said is very, very true, because I believe all solutions and advice are contextual.
Definitely.
It has to be contextualized, otherwise we will fail. So you're right in that. I think most of your fans would expect.
Thanks.
uh, yes, absolutely. uh, I've been on LinkedIn, and I asked, okay, what questions should I ask? I think I got more questions for this particular podcast episode than anything else. I think they would all want you to write a book. So do you have any plans of writing a book?
uh, Joseph, I did not even know that I can write. I think I've, during my earlier conversations also, I have told about it, right? It was my mentee, Ajay, who actually helped me understand that, I can also write. And I think from there was no turning back. But
Mm.
be it Medium or LinkedIn, I've got, a lot of friends, a lot of fans, as you said. I don't know if I have to call them fans, but then, when they come and tell me that my J character, right, is so relatable to them, and many of them have told me that. Why don't you actually compile all of those, and then at least to start with, can you compile and make it a book? I have plans. I have 2022 plans of doing that.
Fantastic. Ubala, you have always been very generous. We have had a lot of conversations. You have always been very generous, and thank you for taking your time for early in the morning and share your experience and your thoughts on becoming a manager. I don't think we can cover everything in one single sitting, so probably we have to have a series,
Oh,
and we will have another episode soon. Thank you for taking your time, Obala.
definitely, Joseph. I think more than anything, I should be thanking you. I thoroughly enjoy having conversations. I've always enjoyed conversations with you, and this being one of my favorite topic, I hope my experiences are relatable to people, and it would help people make decisions. Right. So, thank you for hosting me. I thoroughly enjoyed the show.
Thank you. No doubt it is going to help everybody, Obala. I hope you enjoyed our conversations. Please share what you liked in our conversation on social media and tag us. Have life of wins.